Intel has finally done it. They somehow slammed their heads on the wall and finally got a good idea. The next generation Intel Core CPUs will now support 4 chip generations. That means the next motherboards that Intel will release will support 4 generations of CPUs. So let's check it out. According to this article from PC Games N, the next Intel Core CPU socket will support 4 chip generations, says the leak. The new Intel LGA 1954 gaming CPU socket. Gaming? Really? We want to see that, Intel. Will apparently not only support Nova Lake but also Razor Lake, Titan Lake, and Hammer Lake. Not only you're gonna call your CPU gaming, you're also adding Razor to your name, which really sounds a lot like Ryzen, and also Razor, the company that sells CPU components. So well done again, Intel. So apparently, Intel, like I said, hit their heads on the wall and finally came up with support for 4 generations of CPUs with its forthcoming LGA 1954 socket. Like, only now they realize that they need to do that? Well, they tried doing it with the last generation, but they also kinda made a shitty job in making that CPUs run and extend its life force. But what's wrong with this is that those who currently bought the Ultra CPUs that they have now for desktops, you need to upgrade to a new motherboard just to have this 4th generation of CPU support. Because the upcoming Nova Lake CPUs needs this new motherboard. What's bad about this news for some of our fellow Intel buyers is that they have bought a motherboard that only works with its current generation, the LGA 1851. For those desktop CPUs that are out on the market right now. That means they need to upgrade to the LGA 1954 socket once Intel releases this new set of CPUs. So not only the current generation of Core Ultras are trash, and when it comes to gaming, we need to at least respect that it's good for multitask work, but when it comes to gaming, they are really trash. So Intel just shitted on the face of those who supported them with this current generation of Intel Core Ultras. Anyway, it's good that they finally thought of doing what AMD's doing when it comes to the CPUs, but I wouldn't really trust Intel on this since they have just shitted on those who bought the Intel Core Ultra processors that are out right now. So this strategy has worked with AMD, especially on the AM4 socket, starting from the Zen to the Zen 3 CPUs. And that's the reason why most of the people have an AM4 build right now. Up until now, AM4 is really popular when everyone should already get the AM5, but AM4 builds is just cheaper. And the 5700X3D, which by the way is already out of production, is really a good end of cycle CPU for that platform. Also take note, the information that they will support 4 generations of CPU isn't actually confirmed by Intel, but it's actually a rumor from the YouTube tech leaker Moore's Law is dead. So we'll need to take it as a grain of salt for now. But if it really does happen, this is actually a positive change for Intel's CPU strategy, which they need right now since looking at what Intel's doing in the past few years, closing production, kicking off their employees, looks like they're in dipshit right now, and if they don't focus on what they need to do for the next generation, we might be able to see Intel finally crumbles. And that's not good for us, even if we hate Intel right now, because when AMD is the only one making CPUs and they monopolize the market, that means they will just keep making shitty CPUs because there's no competitors in the scene. Kinda what Intel did before when they were leading the market, and AMD was creating trash over trash over trash until AMD made the Ryzen move. Well, that's it for our tech news today, guys. So if this is indeed true and it happens, would you support Intel and buy an Intel product? Especially if it's good with gaming or not. Comment it below and see you on the next video. Bye guys.